back to CTV Morning Live for our Ask the Expert segment with the Brenda Hollingsworth from Auger Hollingsworth. Give us a call live on the air, 789-6559, extension 2803. You can always send us a question via our Facebook page or through email, ottawa.morning@ctv.ca. We are talking a lot right now about the kids heading back to school, some of the schoolyard safety as well. And so we send the kids off. They've gotten to school safe. We've gotten off their bike, off the school bus, where a lot of things can happen within the schoolyard. What are some of the things that are most common that you see?
Well, probably the most common thing is play structure injuries. Kids falling, breaking arms, most usually, sometimes ankles on play structures. So if you're a parent and you're in the schoolyard, have a look at the play structure. One thing that we notice is that they don't always have the sand or the wood chips underneath that they need. They put them down at the beginning of the year. Do they necessarily replenish them as required? If you notice something, tell the principal. The principal's actually responsible for not only the school but the schoolyard. So bring it to the principal's attention if you see something that you wonder, is it safe or is it not safe? So that's a really big one. The cement portion of the schoolyard, if potholes develop, that kind of thing, just like on a municipal sidewalk, people fall, trip, fall, hurt themselves, and again, like broken ankles, broken wrists. Again, if you see something like that, bring it to the school's attention, because we see kids all the time whose, season is ruined because they have these fractures, and it really is quite preventable.
Looking at the outskirts of the school, the fencing system, there's got to be a clear distinction between what's understanding what's on school property and what's not.
Yeah, I mean, the school perimeter these days, generally they are enclosed, and you know if you're on school property or not. That shouldn't be a mystery. High schools, maybe it's a little less clear, but certainly elementary schools, you'll have the perimeter. Sometimes fencing issues arise. We had a case where there was a gate that opened and closed in a schoolyard, and it was defective, and kids were running, and a kid touched the gate, and it swung out and hit him in the face, and he had a pretty substantial scar as a result. So, we heard after that, oh yeah, we knew about that. Parents were like, yeah, that was a problem. So if you see something like that, you're doing the school a favor by telling them, because the teachers aren't always, they aren't always covering the entire schoolyard, and they're looking at the kids. They're not necessarily looking at the ground. And so do the school a favor and tell them. I mean, if there is an incident, often there is the possibility of a claim. We represent lots of children who are injured in school, and they do bring claims, and they do get compensation.
There's one thing that I noticed too is the different types of structures and playgrounds for each of the kids, the junior and the senior, knowing that there's a difference in spacing between the monkey bars, between the slides, to really make sure that the kids are staying within the ones that are designated for themselves.
Yeah, that's right. So remind your kids, they know though. They know, next year I get to go on the big play structure.
Very excited, daughter heading into grade 1, knowing that she's moving out of the junior play structure and back out.
Yeah, no, they do tend to be pretty aware, but some of the more eager kids want to be bigger, might want to go over to the larger play structure. Remind your children that there's an age limit for a reason, and hopefully the teachers are supervising that.
And will all of the liability, does it all fall on the school?
Typically. Sometimes schools have maintenance companies that are responsible. You see that more in the winter for snow clearance and that kind of thing. And so typically it is the school board. So if you're suing, you sue the school and the school board. They have insurance for this, though. It's not coming. People worry it's coming out of the school budget. It's not coming out of the school budget. It's coming out of their insurance, like anything else. If there's a third party, like a maintenance crew that's responsible, they'll tell you. They'll tell us, and then we go after the appropriate insurer.
It's interesting seeing all of these new parks and the structures going up and understanding the padding underneath and the wood chips, everything. It's not just aesthetics. There's a safety. It's a major safety component.
Yeah, no. That's all set. Like what size wood chips, what density, what thickness, how often they need to be replaced. Because those things, you know from your garden, you have to replace them. So that has to happen.
More questions coming your way. If you have one that you'd like to ask of Brenda, please give us a call. 789-6559, extension 2803. Always send us a message via our Facebook page or through email. We'll take your questions after the break.